Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well. Today, we will begin a new chapter, A Question of Trust, from the book Footprints Without Feet. Before we start, let me tell you briefly what the chapter is about. The story, A Question of Trust, is written by Victor Canning. The story has two characters, Horace Denby. He has an image of a good and honest person. Then the second character is a lady in red. Her name is not mentioned in the chapter. She is referred to as Lady in Red. The story is about a man named Horace Denby who is about 50 years old, and everyone around him think him to be a good and honest man. He was a locksmith, that is, a person who makes locks. He used to earn enough that he could hire two servants to help him. He was fond of collecting books, and he had a hobby of collecting rare books. So it was an expensive hobby. So to indulge in this expensive hobby, he used to steal once a year. He planned meticulously. Meticulously means in detail before attempting burglary. During his burglary attempt at a big house, he gathers all the necessary information and enters the house for stealing from the safe. He is cheated by a lady thief who claims herself to be the owner of the house. Horace ends up in prison. We can say he got a taste of his own deeds. He was deceived by a person from his own profession. There is an unspoken rule in every profession. One never betrays the other. A thief wouldn't call on the other thief. This is an unspoken code. So the question arises, a question of trust, which is also the title of the story. Now we'll start reading A Question of Trust. It is said that you must set a thief to catch a thief. That is, to catch a thief, you will have to use the brains of a thief. That is, you'll have to use the ways of a thief. But it is also said that there is an honor among thieves. What do you understand by honor among thieves? When we say honor among thieves, it means that a thief wouldn't betray another thief. He wouldn't call on the other thief. That is, he wouldn't hand over the thief to the police or to the authority. This is known as honor amongst thieves. Which saying does this story illustrate? Read and find out. What does Horace Denby like to collect? Why does he steal every year? We'll try to answer these questions once we read the paragraph or the pages, page 21, 20 and 21. Everyone thought that Horace Denby was a good, honest citizen. He was about 50 years old and unmarried, and he lived with a housekeeper who worried over his health. Well, everyone thought that Horace Denby was a good, honest citizen, that is, he never cheated. He was about 50 years old and he was unmarried, and he lived with a housekeeper. That is, he was not married, and a lady was there who looked after his house. And the housekeeper was usually worried over his health. She used to worry over his health. In fact, he was usually very well, and except for attacks of hay fever in summer. So if you look at Horace, he was usually well, but he used to have attacks of hay fever in summer. Hay fever is an allergic attack towards hay, that is the dried uh, remains of a crop, that is hay. So he used to get allergic to the hay in summer. He made locks and was successful enough at his business to have two helpers. So he was a locksmith by profession. He made locks and he was quite successful. That is, he earned enough that he could hire two people for his help. Yes, Horace was good and respectable, but not completely honest. So, if you look at it from his work point and from his behavior, he was good and respectable, that is, people respected him. But he was not completely honest. You cannot say that he always spoke the truth or he conducted honestly, that is, he didn't cheat anyone. 15 years ago, Horace had served his first and only sentence in a prison library. He loved rare, expensive books. So he robbed once every year. Each year he planned carefully just what he would. So 15 years ago, Horace had served his first and only sentence, that is, he was imprisoned for only one time, and there he served his sentence in the prison library, that is, he worked in the prison library. He loved rare, expensive books. So he loved rare, that is, books which are very difficult to find, and those books are usually expensive. So he loved those books. So he robbed once a year. Each year he planned carefully just what he would do. He stole enough to last for 12 months. So each year, to get a hold of such expensive books, he used to steal, and he used to plan very carefully, and he used to steal just enough, that is, as much needed to buy a book, not more than that, and to last for 12 months, and the amount lasted could last for 12 months, and secretly brought bought the book he loved through an agent, and then after stealing the money or the jewelry and all, he would secretly buy the book he loved through an agent. That is, he couldn't buy the book directly, so he used to buy it through an agent. Now, walking in bright July sunshine, he felt sure that the year's robbery was going to be successful, as well as the other 2 weeks he had been studying the house. Now, walking in the bright July sunshine, he felt sure that this year's robbery was going to be as successful as all the others. So he was planning his robbery, and while walking in the July sunshine, he felt sure that this year's robbery will be as successful as the others. That is, he hadn't been caught till now. For 2 weeks, he had been studying the house at Shotover Grange, looking at its room, its electric wiring, its paths, and its garden. So, for the last 2 weeks, he had been studying carefully the house which he was going to burgle at Shotover Grange. So, he was looking at everything. That is, he looked at the rooms, he studied the uh, plan of the rooms, he studied the electric wirings, he studied the paths and the gardens. This afternoon, the two servants, the two servants who remained in the Grange while the family was in London had gone to the movies. So the house had two servants, and they had remained behind when the entire family had gone to London. And this on this particular day, they had gone for a movie. Horace saw them go, and he felt happy in spite of a little tickle of hay fever in his nose. So, as Horace saw them going, he felt happy. Now, thinking that this is the opportunity for him to break into the house. Although he had a tickle of hay fever, that is, his nose had started tickling and he would soon start sneezing. He came out from behind the garden wall, his tools carefully packed in a bag on his back. So he had been hiding behind a wall, looking at the movement of the servants, and as soon as the servants went away, he came out from behind the garden wall, and he had all his tools, that is the equipments he needed to break into the house. They were all packed carefully in a bag, and the bag was on his back. So this is all for today. Thank you.